Hey everybody, it's your girl Jaleesa and I'm your host. Welcome to the Slumber Party podcast. Okay, so this topic today is so crazy. Like, this first topic out the gate is crazy. I would never in a million years ever break the code and do this. Dating a friend's ex. Listen, I ain't being loyal to me. I ain't being loyal to my dude. I ain't being loyal to my homegirl. What in the world? If you don't have loyalty, you don't have nothing. But this is what I'm saying. You gonna date your homegirls or your homeboy's ex? That's trash. Once I'm done with them, we all done with them. The only reason why you know this person or this person existed in your world was because they were your friend's person. Like, why would you date? Like, that's so low. I think that's the lowest thing. And it really is just bad on your character. We already knew that the ex was disloyal. So they don't get no kind of pause. They don't get no type of pass, no nothing. So, and you just as worse. That's toxic. When it comes down to boundaries and lines, I think that that's one that's crossed. If you ever go behind your friend and date one of their exes or someone that they had intimate moments with so that you can have new intimate moments with them, you was secretly a hater in the first place. You hated on that friend. You was never a true friend. You shouldn't even be considered a friend. And it makes you worse than that person that you dating, because why would you want to go after your friend's leftovers? Like, that you can't come back from that. You just cannot. That is the lowest thing you could do. Like, this, I'm pretty sure when your friend was dating this person, they was talking about being together for a while. They was in love with each other. They really was digging each other. They did a lot of things. They built memories and had all kind of stuff, right? And then it's like, maybe, you didn't snatch it, but you decided you was going to take you a ride too and build on that. Why? You supposed to look elsewhere. Which brings me to a story time. So it can go either way. Like, my story time, it's not like the topic coming out the gate and you dating your friend's ex. My story time is when I was in 9th grade. No, I'll take that back. I met my late husband, in 10th grade. We was in high school. So, about 10th grade, you have your regular friends and then you have your special friends, your friends groups, let's say. But your best friends, them the ones that count the most, right? So, who I married, me and him and all of our friends went to the same high school. It was a high school, middle school, it was an academy, together. So, we knew each other for some years. One day, it just so happens that I was on, I think it was at the end of the school year or whatever, and we was on a track. So, me and my friends, we were doing our finals. So, after we were done with our test or whatever, then we were sitting on the track and we were talking. We were in a circle and my one friend was like, "Hey, so I heard that you talking to so and so," and I was like, which was my late husband, and I said, "Yeah." So she was like, "Well, he used to date my friend, our friend sitting across from me from a different angle." And I was like, "Oh, so you dated?" She was like, "Nah, don't never say that he was never my man or my boyfriend, nothing like that. We just used to talk on the phone from time to time, and mess around or whatever, and that was it. I was like, oh, okay, so are y'all doing that now? And she was like, no, I don't like him. So she was trying to like downplay him, and I'm like, I thought he was pretty cool or whatever. He was very attentive, and he was always on point. He used to walk me from my classes and carry my books, and meet me at my locker, all kind of little sweet stuff. So she was like, but he also was dealing with her, another friend. And I'm like, so she was like, the original friend that was talking to me was just like, you might as well just say he dated all of us. Like, we all dated him at some point. And I was like, oh my goodness. They all knew his mom. They all had his phone number and all of that. So it was just like, that's crazy. And at first I'm thinking like, I'm weighing my options. Should I continue to date him or should I just call it quits? Ooh, excuse me. So in turn, you see, I continued to date him. But it was like they were giving me the heads up and giving me their approval. I thought that was honorable amongst us friends. Like, y'all let me know right out the gate what was going on. Y'all seen that it was getting serious, so y'all had to let me know that, y'all had dealings with him at some point or another. Did that come in me later on down the line and come and bite me in the butt? Yes, it did, because I had issues with some of those friends trying to come back around years later. But that was only because they seen him doing things that he was doing. So, they wanted to see what was going on and being nosy. And it just turns out that, he was one of their exes too. So I guess they wanted to see if they still had it or whatever. I don't know. Who knows? But I think that in any scenario, it's too close for comfort to date the same person that one of your friends dated, in my opinion. So that goes down to the next topic: loyalty versus honesty. Like, if you was in a scenario where you dated someone and then you seen your friend liking him, or your friend started to date him and you weren't aware, would you choose to be loyal and not say nothing and be happy for that person? Or would you be honest and crash the party and tell them like, hey, I used to date them, I don't think that y'all should date? Or would that be considered, you hating on your friend? Like, to me, it's a gray area. What y'all think? Y'all tell me. But for me, my loyalty is to tell you if I had dealings with the person that you had dealings with or are entangled with at the moment, and let you know how far it went. Like, I was watching last night Tyler Perry's Divorce Sisters, and there was a friend group of women, and Geneva had an affair with Javon, and Javon was currently dating Geneva's best friend, Tiffany. And they was really hitting it off, and he really liked her. And Javon was no longer seeking Geneva because Geneva was married. But Geneva's marriage was starting to get rocky. But nonetheless, Javon left his wife from when they had their affair. They both was married. He left his wife. Now he can return for her, and she's supposed to leave her husband. But it didn't got tricky. But I feel that Geneva owes a loyalty to Tiffany to let her know, hey, that's my baby daddy and I love him from the jump. I don't think they should have waited that whole season. And if that's a spoiler alert, my bad. But it's a real life scenario. That's what I felt like my friends, like in my story time, I told y'all, I felt like my friends was doing me a service and being honest to our loyalty and our friendship by letting me know that they had dealings with my boyfriend at the time, who turned out to be my husband. But loyalty can be displayed with some dishonesty. So, and what I mean is like this. Whatever information that I feel I have the duty of telling you out of my loyalty to you and our friendship doesn't mean that I'm going to give you all the details. I'm going to give you just to give you where I'm coming from, because I don't want to seem like I'm trying to, like I'm jealous, envious, or, I'm a hater, because I'm not. I just want to give you the information and show you my honesty through my truth and not in the delivery. So, in my opinion, I would take loyalty over honesty, because someone's honesty could reveal something about them that you might dislike, or might cause for you to have a change of perception of them, and it might taunt or taint your connection with your friendship, when really that information was irrelevant to the cause. You see what I'm saying? Like, they might overshare, and doing so, it might expose something about them that you don't like. So I would rather have loyalty, because I know you're going to operate within bounds out of respect to the pact that we have in our relationship, not off of your truth, because your truth may not be honest to me, in my opinion. So, with that, I'm going to ask for you guys to send in your confessions, send in your toxic stories and questions and situations, because on the next episode, we're going to read everything and expose everybody.